What's good, Ravens fans? It's your boy JG, and we are back in the Ravens space with another reaction video. Today, we're going to react to a doctor telling us whether or not Lamar Jackson has a chance to play against the Steelers. John Harbaugh's being tight-lipped, but this doctor's going to tell us what he thinks. Let's get it.
Will Lamar Jackson return to play for the Ravens in Week 17? This is Dr. David Chow, Pro Football Doc at SICScore.com. 3 weeks ago, we indicated a left knee PCL sprain in-game and that Lamar would not come back and would miss multiple weeks, with the best-case scenario of returning to play at the very end of December. He's now missed 3 weeks, has not come back yet. The Ravens, fortunately, with Tyler Huntley, have clinched a playoff spot. They still have a shot at the AFC North crown. They're trailing the Bengals by 1 game, but they won head-to-head, and guess what? They play the Bengals in the final game of the season, regular season in week.
And you guys, Ravens fans, you guys know all this. We don't need to talk about this stuff. We really want to see whether Lamar's going to play, and I'm going to tell you guys whether I think he should play. So let's hopefully he gets to that.
18. PCL sprain does not need surgery. If Lamar were just a pocket quarterback, he'd be back already, but he's not. He needs to be dynamic, mobile, and able to run and cut.
Okay, so that's a good thing to note, is that he said if Lamar was a pocket quarterback, again, what I'm going to take that as is if the playoffs started today, Lamar would be in there. He just wouldn't be running these plays that they have him run. The issue is that we don't have help around him, so the only way we can win football games is if he runs. But we'll get to that bridge once we get there. We just need first to have our best player back on the field, to be honest.
He is yet to practice. It is our opinion at Sports Injury Central, among the team of Pro Football Docs, that Lamar Jackson is on the unlikely side of playing this week for this reason. The type of quarterback that he is, the likely grade 2 PCL sprain, he has yet to practice yet since the injury, not even limited.
So you guys heard that. It's unlikely that he plays. And guys, to be 100% honest with you, you're going to be mad. I don't think he should play for a couple of reasons, okay? The first reason I don't think he should play, simply because he's not healthy. Don't play unless you're healthy, because we're going to have 2 major events that we're going to need him to be ready for. One, if we win against the Steelers, he needs to be ready for the Bengals because we're not going to win that game without him. We've proven we can beat the Steelers without him, so I'm not too mad about that. The second major event is the playoffs, right? There's no hope. If we're not healthy with Lamar in the playoffs, we have 0 chance. Lamar is the only chance we have because he's the only quarterback that we have that can even be a little bit dynamic in the air. And, of course, we know what he can do on the ground. So I'm not too mad about that. I honestly don't think he should play. John Harbaugh, you built this team. Eric DeCosta, you built this team. Let's go get a win and not depend solely on Lamar to do everything. That's how I feel about it, honestly.
There would be a lot of ground to make up in 1 week to have him at 100%. If this were for all the marbles this week, then I think he would try and play even at less than 100%. But it won't be.
Yeah, and that's what I said, guys. If this was the playoffs, he would be out there. And he would just be having to throw the ball, deal the ball, and they would have to have, again, a run game that is great without the quarterback threat option. Can we get that? I don't know, but I 100% agree with this doctor here. They should pay him some money. He's pretty good.
They're in the playoffs either way, so they want a healthy Lamar for the playoffs. Don't want any setbacks by pushing him to play. Even if they lost to the Steelers this week, they're still in the wild card playoffs. If they beat the Steelers, guess what? They likely play the Bengals or the AFC North crown. And wouldn't you rather have a healthier Lamar to try and get a home game for the playoffs and have him ready to go with the Bengals, or risk it against the Steelers?
So the answer, of course, for that, guys, is yes. Of course, you rather have that. And this is what I'm saying. And I think this is where I say, like, the team has let Lamar Jackson down. And I'm going to make a video about this coming up later in the week about the Eagles specifically and how the Eagles have shown the Ravens what you're supposed to do when you have a dynamic player at quarterback. The Eagles scored 37 points with Gardner Minshew against one of the top 5 defenses in the league because they have players everywhere. That's what we need to do for Lamar, but we're not doing that for Lamar. So now every game we're hoping, please, Lamar, come back. We really need you. So,
with all the factors, along with the injury itself, the number one priority for the PCL sprain Lamar Jackson is to have him fully healthy and mobile for the playoffs, not anything before. If they can do that safely, they'll try and have him healthy against the Bengals for a shot at clinching the division title. They're not going to push it for the Steelers unless they're sure that he's healthy, which we don't think they can be sure of. That's why look for Lamar not to play this week, week 17, with his left knee PCL sprain. This is Dr. David Chow, Pro Football Doc at Sports Injury Central.
Awesome. So shout out to the football doc. I 100% saw that coming, to be honest with you guys. And honestly, the way that this thing is going, we're in a win-win scenario. This is how I feel about it, okay? You win the game against the Steelers. I'll be at that game. You guys want to come, say what's up to me, please join the Discord. Shout me out, hey, Jason, where you at? I'll come find you. You can ask people in Discord. I have found them at Ravens games before. So shout out. And of course, I'll say hi. What's good? You know, I love you guys. That's the first thing. Second thing is all right, let me get back to my point. If we win, Lamar Jackson has another week of rest. Then we play the Bengals. He comes back. We have a chance to get a home playoff game. If we lose, right, which you never want to lose, but that means Lamar gets 2 weeks of rest. Because if we lose, there's literally no point in playing against the Bengals unless the Bengals also lose. I don't really look at the Bengals schedule, so I don't know who they play. But if that happens, then Lamar will play. But if we lose and the Bengals win, which they're a pretty good team, so I do think they'll win most games, that means that, honestly, let Lamar Jackson rest 2 more weeks and bring him back for the playoffs. You know, we can talk about rust if you want, but there's no one to throw the ball to. You know what I'm saying? The whole passing offense is rust. That's all it is, right? You can't rust nothing, right? You got to have something to rust. So, the running game is moving well. Lamar Jackson should make that only better. All those, 5-yard runs that Tyler Huntley takes when he takes big hits, well, all those 5 yards become 8 yards. And we'll take that every day of the week. So you guys heard the doctor. Do you think Lamar Jackson try to suit it up and play? You let me know in the comments below. Thanks. Go Ravens.